Hello, my name is Peter Lawless and I would like to talk to you about Voogle. Could you imagine for a moment the way charities can now raise much needed funds using direct payments, enabling transparency, security and good governance? I'd like a few minutes of your time to tell you about the potential of an app that I can believe can solve one of charity's largest dilemmas by building a global network of volunteers, Vooglers, who will use their skills to fill unmet needs of clients who in turn donate to Google's nominated charities. Imagine what it would feel like if you could do a favour for somebody and in return for that favour they made a donation to your favourite charity in return. Imagine if it was so easy to do this with no paperwork, no cash changing hands, yet it was all completely transparent. So in effect, a good deed has three beneficiaries: the client, the charity, and the volunteer or the Voogler. Let me give you some examples. The model comes from a counselling charity in Bray, Ireland, where we have about 100 volunteer counsellors who provide low-cost counselling to the unemployed and low-waged, who then donate what they can afford. The rest of the funds come from grants and other financial supports, which funds the clinical and admin staff. So if you look at the three examples above, we can see how Jim and Mary show their appreciation of Mark's good deeds by donating money to cancer research. Each example has something in common: someone using their skills and time to benefit another party, who in turn helps fund a charity, who can then help more people, thus creating a virtuous cycle. So if we look at the stakeholder benefits, even before the COVID-19 pandemic hit, the constant struggle charities always had was fundraising. Now, more than ever, the clamour for help and assistance from the disadvantaged is growing in volume. Many people want to help, but how? Not everyone has the skills to work in a volunteer organisation or has spare cash to give to so many worthy causes. So this provides an efficient way for people to use their skills and expertise in a way that not only benefits people they're doing the work for, but the charities end up with much needed funds and everyone feels good about what they've done. And what's more, the Voogler now has some experience and something they could put on Facebook or something they could use on their CV, etc., etc. So how does it all work? So using a myriad of existing Google tools and allowing additional payment methods, clients could easily engage the volunteers and make a donation to a pre-registered charity by connecting through the volunteers or Voogler's app and their own app, which would enable the payment. Calendaring location services would enable the client to book and review volunteers within a volunteer's required distance radius to do the jobs they require, be it babysitting, gardening, dog walking, golf tuition, or indeed anything under the sun. Clients could remain anonymous to all but the volunteer if they so wished, and we could even enable an option to allow the donation to be either tax deductible or allow the charity to claim back the tax equivalent as additional funds. Volunteers or Vooglers could organise their services along with their chosen charities and could even use it as a way to promote their business initially and gain experience by doing work for free and receiving donations instead. The views they receive would aid in their credibility and future employment concepts. We could also build in with it, if it was required, Garda clearance or security clearance for any sensitive or underage jobs or positions that may be required. All of this can be built in a seamless, safe and fully governanced way. The concept of giving is not a new one. However, what we believe, this may be a new and simpler approach to fundraising, which, as we can see by the examples here, has become a key part of today's society. If we think about Free Cycle, started in 2003 by a guy who wanted to dispose of a mattress and realised someone might actually want or need a mattress. Thus FreeCycle was born, with nearly 9 million members across the globe. Google is no stranger to the concept of volunteering. Kiva discovered a way to enable those with money to help those who needed money in an enabling and empowering way. Volunteer Match links volunteers with organizations who need their skills. This Voogle concept just extends that model so you can use your skills to people outside of the charity to raise money for the charity. Many people use the GoFundMe model as a way to raise much needed funds for charities, and this concept just complements that even further. Global giving is another great example. Marketing. Marketing is always a difficulty, but this certainly lends itself to the concept of viral marketing, both offline and online. Imagine a charity could work with a school to enroll the students who would cut their neighbour's grass for donations or raise sponsorship money for the number of books read during the holidays. There could be leaderboards within the schools or on social media in any setting. Clients could post reviews of the Vooglers on social media. Charities would be listed on the app once they completed their details and financial details through the website. I've registered Voogle.ie and I believe Voogle.com is for sale. It would be up to the charity to then do their own advertising through flyers and whatever means they had to connect with local groups or existing clients or whatever the place may be. Indeed, other than placing the app in the App Store or on iTunes and utilizing their own Google ad network, I would not envisage any marketing costs to Google or whoever took this on. So I meant Play Store, not App Store. I envisage this as being a cost-neutral revenue model, because even though it would be set up as a charity, you still need to fund the infrastructure, the support, and obviously the initial coding of it. So charities could pay a very small annual maintenance fee to be within the app. There could be a promotion within the app, for example, like Google AdWords to be top of search. They could require some specific bespoke management fee and reporting to go back as part of their annual report. Or we could get large corporations, for example IBM. I work there, they have 300,000 employees. They might want to do a global campaign and white label it. Or a supermarket might want to take it on, and you would have the Tesco Voogle app, whereby people using that raise money for Tesco's selected charities, and it becomes a way to brand this extremely well. So what could the possible impact be? Well, I've used a known metric here, Facebook users, and I'm making the assumption that users of social media platform will be a perfect match to this phenomenon, which could easily spread virally. I believe the numbers here are very conservative, as it does not take into account the massive amounts corporations could raise for this type of initiative. So if we look at Irish Facebook users, if 5% of them came Voogle, doing just 1 hour per month at €10 donation per hour, that alone would raise 15 million. Extrapolating that globally, we would actually have 15 billion raised annually for charities. So what's in it for Google? Another string to Google.org's bow, wider exposure to charities globally, a wealth of information to mine. In fact, probably the best way to explain this is to use Google's statement on their own Google.org homepage. At Google.org, we bring the best of Google to help solve some of humanity's biggest challenges, combining funding, innovation, and technical expertise to support underserved communities and provide opportunities for everyone. And that's what I'm looking for. Putting your innovation and technical expertise, not funding, because it will be self-sustaining, and we could make this 100% work. So what's next? Obviously, we need to get this coded, so I would like Google to commit to a team of volunteers, coders. I will help them. We need to create the minimum viable product, and I'd like to go into beta with 2 suggested charities, which I will cover on the next slide. And most importantly, is there going to need to be ongoing support. And again, I would hope to see Google staffers being able to volunteer to do this, and of course we can get external people to volunteer to this. This will be completely self-sustaining. Right from the get-go, I want to make it abundantly clear. I do not in any way want to financially benefit this. Not 1-0. What do I want to do? I wake up each morning wondering, what can I do? So this would be a realization of my dream to share the love with the universe. I want the two stated charities to be the initial beta test sites, Living Life Counselling out in Bray and the Grand Lodge of Freemasons, who not many people know are the second largest fundraiser for charity in Ireland after the National Lottery, or of the Lotto. Now, the one thing maybe, which could be a small bit ego, but it's because I believe I've a huge number of games, ideas, I never stop coming up with them. And if my name was associated with this venture, it would open doors to key influencers with new ideas that I'll come up with. That's all I want. I'm not looking for much. What I want is this to be able to bring to the world people's skills to what people need, so that charities may help those who are most in need. Thank you very much.